So,
well, I'm Seán Coghlan, and I'm from Limerick, a Jesuit school in Limerick, and I've been 52 years in Hong Kong. And while, of course, struck by the very great differences in culture and so on, I find that deep down there's a similarity in all of us, and it's consoling and encouraging to find it. And so maybe I can show you this picture here, and it's about, it says, the night is falling and the path by the river grows dark. Bit by bit the voices in the villages drop, but there's still one light shining in the forest to try to guide the fishermen back home in their boat. And I thought of a song that you probably know well, the Queen of Connemara. In a cotton Connemara, there's a wife and wee ones praying to the one who walked the waters once to bring us safely home. And I thought of the lights of Lackabawn for coming back from Dublin to the town and village somewhere in Galway. They are drawn by the lights of their home, Lackabawn. And I thought, well, we're similar in many ways, that we like to have a home to go to and a desire to go there. That would be one of the similarities that I saw, despite the differences. Another one came much earlier in my life. I was only shortly here and in Hong Kong, and it was the only time I felt frightened and distant. And I was walking along in a village, and a funeral passed by. And for a moment, I was frightened. I was frightened by the wild sorrow that I seemed to sense there. And maybe indeed there was. But I can assure you that I have attended and presided at many funerals here in Hong Kong, believe it or not, in Happy Valley, and I found there the great peace and confidence. And just a few days ago, a woman was telling me about the marvelous adventurous life of her family in Hong Kong and the West Indies and Hong Kong again. And the old man, one of the old men was asked, we can give you another few more years of life. He said, no. I'd love to be with my wife. So there's that desire, great desire for family, for home, for a kind of everlasting love. And finally, the thing that struck me is the kids may be different, and they may be interested in different things, but still there are some things that they love, and they love little animals. And this is a picture based on a poem written maybe 1600 years ago. And I thought of the little kids playing with the kitten and delighted with it. And then sometimes when kids come into our dining room and they see the squirrels in the trees jumping around, they're equally delighted. They scream with delight. And so kids are the same all over the world, deep down. And the last thing I might like to say would be that in Macau, which is just 30 miles away, a former Portuguese colony, I was surprised and moved to find the graves of two fellow Limerick men, the Osborne brothers, who died in the 1840s on board a ship, East India Company ship. There are some of the things that just strike me, maybe around the top of my head only, but I hope in my heart also.